Hello, everyone, and welcome to SpeedGaming 4, and welcome in to another of the bracket stages here of the 2022 Zelda 1 Randomizer tournament. Alongside Heathenly, I'm Ferran Burgundy, and we have Game 2 of this three-game matchup between EXO, Dark Falls, and Diabetes II. A little bit of a unique format this year with the point system. 2 out of the 3 individuals will advance after these 3 games based on the most points. 4 points for first place, 3 for second, 2 for third, and in applicable situations, 1 point for fourth. And Heathenly, well, we see here with the parentheses, Dark Falls took first place in the first race between these 3. And it's always a unique situation to see what we're going to have with each seed.
Yes, been seeing many interesting overworlds, many interesting dungeons. Everything has been very unique so far.
And the factor that has been applying to this particular year's tournament flags has to do with at least one level and or the white sword item being blocked by either the power bracelet, the raft, or the recorder. And that has made for some definite backtracking and unique pathings and things of that nature.
Yes, definitely don't want to leave that flute behind. You never know when you'll need it.
And we are already underway, starting off near the northeast here, and we have whiz robes on the overworld.
That's never a fun sight. We're starting to check the Armos items.
Yep, we have our first cave here that has some rupees, and it is a vanilla mid-secret at 30 rupees. Now we're heading on down here, and... Oh, we've got the any roads. And we have minus 16 on the door repair, as seen over by Diabetes.
These any roads do not appear to be taking us very far.
They don't, but Diabetes finding one of the take any's and opts for the candle, so that's going to allow some burnable bushes and more access.
Looks like Exo and Fells are following about the same path. Getting all those Armos checks out of the way.
Exo getting crossed up with the Armos and a few of those Octoroks and is going to take the death.
Let's see what Fells is about to find in Vanilla 2. Oof, that is a tiny small secret.
Meanwhile, there was a peek in at level 8 over near Casino Corner on Diabetes' side.
Exo got his candle from his first take any.
There are 4 of those in each seed, so it's kind of interesting to see the plans. Usually the hardest taken, but early in a seed like this, it's definitely the candle that people go for. Diabetes with a death, and now XO going to give us a look at level 8, but only a brief one.
And Fells has found 6 in the waterfall.
And it's ladder blocked. So that's all we're going to see of that for a little while. Oh, we've got the Gorillas on the overworld too. Ugh.
Oh, 71.
We are in poverty. The big secret is 71, and the top of the waterfall has level 3.
That's slightly more promising than that level 6.
And it has the recorder right in accessibility.
Now to just pick up those Triforces and come back whenever we want.
And
a
we've
ladder
got a
block.
ladder block there, yep. So Exo working on a screen scroll here.
Looks like we're gonna go head over towards the graveyard area.
Diabetes, meanwhile, picking up the letter in the forest.
We've got a book in the Armos.
So rather helpful in this case, as that provides a map to all of the levels automatically.
As well as a little fire for your trouble.
Well, once they get the wand, should they get the wand, that would indeed be the case. Well, Exo going to Vanilla First Quest 6, and it's a medicine shop. Was thinking about getting the harp, decided not to go back into harm's way, did Exo, and now in the graveyard, we've got level 9.
Seems like a fitting place for it. We've got a red candle on the coast spot. Might come back for that later when they've got a ladder.
Yeah, I could only imagine the hint being provided. The graveyard is an entrance to death. Well, yeah, kinda. Darkfall's now picking up the blue candle as well. And nice bomb pickup here for Exo. So yeah, purchases are going to be challenging here, as we definitely have ourselves a poverty seed.
Yeah, gonna have to ration those rupees. I don't think we've seen a bomb shop yet to see any prices there.
We, in fact, have not.
Darkfells is burning the woods down. And takes an unfortunate death before he could get in that cave.
Gotta look now at Vanilla First Quest 3. Well, there's at least something that's rolled nicely. A 1 rupee price for 4 bombs.
Bombs for a penny. Hopefully bomb shops are plentiful.
We've got level 5 over at Vanilla First Quest 1.
Diabetes has just found 6 in the waterfall.
Oh, and we've got Zombie Link. But it's kind of blocked to nothing, but at least takes care of one of those 2 muggers. Yeah, giving up a max heart when you already have the minimum amount of max hearts, the game doesn't really know what to do, so it, just basically gives you an infinite amount of hits. But since there was nowhere for Darkfalls to go, decided to get on out of there.
And Darkfalls has found a bomb shop on Candle Row. And Diabetes is in 3. See if he finds his flute.
I think so. It's pretty much just go north 1, and you're there. Another Take Any for Exo that gives 4 hearts now. And gets beamed by those orange whiz robes.
Whiz robes on the overworld are never pleasant. Whiz robes in dungeons are never pleasant. Whiz robes are just unpleasant.
Which might in part explain why Dark Falls' sprite is a whiz robe.
Well, then he doesn't have to see them.
And it's a bunch of links. Oh, look at this level 2.
Speaking of things that are unpleasant.
15 rooms and segmented.
Fowls has got our first mag sighting.
And Diabetes goes zombified as well. There's the pleasant sight of bombs for Diabetes.
And we've got a sword on Fowl's side.
So look at that, a couple of screens west of Vanilla Start.
He now has some combat. Start jumping in these dungeons.
Yeah, about 10 minutes in, a little later than our runners would like, but they'll certainly take it nonetheless. Or at least Dark Falls would, as the other runner's still looking to do so. Either way, a pleasant sight to see that wooden sword.
Very much so.
Somebody say... Wood? Mr. Woodchuck always has to get into the seed somewhere.
I mean, it's his one and only opportunity.
Of course. Yeah, it's that expected cameo at this point. Darkfall's doing a decent job of trying to chip away at these link robes here, and does so.
Looks like the white sword item is the Coast Heart. And we've got the meat shop. 41 looked like that was the cheap meat shop.
I would definitely think so. Wow, triple segmented 5.
And there's Diabetes getting his stick. And it looks like Exo is not far behind.
And 4 hearts is enough to pick up the 5th heart.
5 hearts are better than 4.
Good to know that individual speaks jive. And welcome those of you from SpeedGaming 5 in to us here at SpeedGaming 4. We're about 13 minutes into a Zelda 1 randomizer tournament race between Exo, Darkfalls, and Diabetes II. Alongside Heathen Lee, I'm Ferran Burgundy, and this has been, well, certainly been a cluster in the early going.
Segments everywhere. Diabetes taking a death in 2. Just a very unhappy looking room of Blue Lionels, bunnies, Gibdos, pancakes. It's quite the party going on in this room.
Just a who's who of Y Game Y. The only one who didn't get to the invite to the party was the Wizrobes, but that's because they're on the overworld. So Diabetes doing a little bit of digging here in 2.
Yeah,
Knows
Exo
about the
popped his
segment.
head in earlier and noped right back out of it.
Alright, Tektite's rolled up. There's the floor heart.
Now that's a find. White sword on the floor in 2. I should say that's a nice early game find.
Yeah, you like seeing that 16 minutes in, especially not too long after finding the wood sword. Doubles the combat power.
Helps take these bunnies down a little bit easier.
And being key blocked there, that's about as far as Diabetes can go.
Looks like Exo's gonna dive 5 here, and there's that bunker room.
And bomb south, which our other runners didn't, and there's a staircase, which probably is a transport, likely is a transport. And it is.
How are we gonna go left or are we gonna go right?
And Spectacle Rock housing level 4, and I think Blot looks to be the number 2.
I was just gonna say that. That is a pretty good number 2 there.
Meanwhile, level 7 being found here by Diabetes.
And just surrounded by old men.
Well, and here's a staircase just near the start. Wisdom would say it's a transport, but the game will... oh, okay. The game is being predictable.
Everybody in a dungeon now.
Darkfalls sees the Triforce, gonna move on out here. Exo's in that not-so-fun room.
Oh, even the chocolate chips rolled up.
It might be easier to say what didn't roll up, as the enemy hit points have plus or minus 2, and it looks like everything is going plus at this early juncture.
It's just sad when things that could usually be killed with a boomerang take multiple sword hits. Darkfells is gonna pick up that Triforce. First Triforce of the race.
Ooh, that's some kind of ink blot there. At 7.
A toilet with including all of its inner workings and plumbing?
I was gonna say a side profile of a Lionel.
That works too. Oh yes, I can see the sword even.
Yeah, 29 rooms here in level 7, and they don't look pretty.
No, very, very linear. Looks like Darkfells is gonna try and Kananaki out of this room.
And successfully does.
And finds himself a staircase for his trouble.
And it's the power bracelet. What a find. Meanwhile, the silver arrow's at 7.
That's also a really good find, and early. That seemed pretty quick into the dungeon, too.
Yeah, not a lot of fuss nor muss. I mean, it was only 15 rooms in level 4 anyway.
One is power bracelet blocked. So that would be our required at least one dungeon block.
The level 2 Triforce now for XO.
Everybody's on the board now. Many key doors in one.
Well, that takes the mystery out of things here, as all 9 levels have been located. So we know that the raft is not needed. Yeah, we're in no mode of dungeons under 22 minutes in.
Darkfell's gonna clip into a block to take care of these blue dark nuts. I do not blame him. Especially handy with beam swords. Exo now making his way through level 7. Hopefully he'll find his silvers.
XO with the up A. Darkfall's continuing to work on the blue dark nuts. Down to 4, now 3.
It's slow but safe at 4 hearts and no rings.
Yeah, it beats taking a death and having to go through it all over again. Then you don't have the sword beam. And now feeling confident to meander around and not have to worry about stumbling over more blue dark nuts.
Yeah, at 2 hearts a hit, you definitely don't want too many dark nut hugs.
Yeah, at this juncture, even 1 is 1 too many.
Cleared it and no reward.
And that looks to be it for now, as Darkfall's going to head on out. Diabetes now over... Oh. Bumps into one Wizrobe and then takes a beam from another, and that is enough to take out all 4 hearts.
That looked like a train of Wizrobe beams coming at him.
Haven't seen a super train like that since the NBC show of the same name back in '79.
Oh dear.
Been considered one of NBC's greatest flops. It almost bankrupted the company.
Oh wow.
Yeah, between losing money on the 1980 Summer Olympic boycott from the United States and the $10 million that they invested in model trains for that, which was basically the Love Boat but on a train. Yeah, the ratings were terrible, and it was canceled after 9 weeks.
Now see, I would watch the Love Boat on a train.
Well, not a lot of people in early '79 did.
I suppose not. They were probably Love Boated out.
It's pretty early on in the Love Boat's run. I mean, the Love Boat lasted until '84, I want to say, or '86, somewhere in the mid '80s. So it still had a lengthy
Remember it from
run.
my childhood, so somewhere in the 80s.
Yeah.
Diabetes is up here bombing Death Mountain. Dark Falls is replenishing with cheap bombs.
And there's the silvers for EXO. Yep, there's your broadcast history lesson from Ferran Burgundy. Another Ferran useless fact.
Hey, we can all say we learned something. Unless you already knew
Exactly.
those facts. I, for one, enjoy learning new things every day.
As do I. And we're going to hear that growl for a little bit as the Triforce was picked up with that growling boss in the room. So until another cave is entered, we'll hear that growl courtesy of EXO's audio. And just as I finish explaining it, we don't hear it anymore.
That's a pretty beefy level 8.
Yeah, that's 38 rooms for level 8.
So what is it, if 7 and 8 are pretty big, 9 should be smaller?
Should be smaller, but I think it's programmed to be larger than 9. So it's going to be at least, or larger than 8 rather. So I believe it's going to be at least 39 rooms, but I don't think I see it getting much beyond like 50. Oh, and there's the blue boomerang as one of the basement items, and EXO says no.
Chance at another one right here. And the dungeon says no.
Our runner's looking for all the tools to beat Ganon. They want enough health. They want, well, at least some sort of a pointy stick or sword. In this case, they've all got that. They're looking for the bow and the silver arrows. And then whatever other accessibility. In this case, we know they'll need the power bracelet, which thus far is only acquired by Darkfalls.
Darkfall's getting his Triforce out of 2. And going back in to hunt down his item, which we know is the white sword.
But now has to deal with this room again.
Everybody keeps going in and breaking up this party.
Oof. And this blue Lionel's taking exception to it.
Well, they didn't take exception to that bomb.
Oh, no. Exo wanting out of the way of that.
Oh, that is a terrible spot for all those blue wizrobes.
At least the bomb shops are spread out pretty nicely.
Yeah, it's not just one in a tiny little corner of the world.
I believe we're up to at least 4 as now Dark Falls picks up the white sword. And perhaps is looking for the floor heart?
Floor heart or a key?
Maybe a
Well,
little bit of both. Gets the floor heart. And try to do a little bit of key hunting here. To no avail, though.
And that's enough key hunting.
That's for all intents and purposes a full clear of 2 on Dark Falls' side.
Looks like he's gonna dive back into 1.
Oh, 6 is a thing.
I missed it. Hopefully he'll hop back in. 3 is also a thing.
Yeah, I believe that was 42 rooms for level 6.
That's just unacceptable.
Meanwhile, a very linear level 3. That Exo is going to find the recorder. So levels 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all on the smaller side with 15 rooms apiece. Level 5 has 16, and then 6, 7, and 8 are juggernauts by comparison.
They picked up all of the extra rooms the lower dungeons lost. Darkfells found the Triforce in 1, but walked away from it.
Well, with 2 items to be found in here and such a small space, there's going to be a little bit of hunting, but takes the... Oof, wow. Takes the unfortunate bump there from the gel, the chocolate chip, as it were, and it wasn't even semi-sweet.
No, that was one bitter chocolate chip. He clearly does not want to deal with the Blue Dark Nut room again.
If there was only something to retrieve the items in that middle section if you can't cross it. I don't know, something that you can kind of pick up the items and have that retriever come back to you.
Often compared to a fruit.
Yeah.
He's gonna pick up his Triforce in 1.
Just as Exo picks up the Triforce in 3. Doesn't seem like it's much of a waste buying bombs when you have 7 out of 8, when all it costs is 1 rupee to get another one.
Yeah, just go outside and take out some mobs and you'll replace that 1 rupee right quick. Oh, you're right, that is a 6. And still ladder blocked. There we go. Oh no.
Wow.
And still ladder blocked. That's just mean, game.
Alright, Darkfall's gonna try to block Clip into this diamond staircase with the... Or no, never mind.
He apparently got a bow out of 1.
You got a bow out of 1 and I totally missed it.
So did I. So he got his bow and noped out.
So 1 other item outstanding, but I think... Unless it was maybe even the red ring, it might be inconsequential here. Darkfall's... Oh, still needs the silvers.
Yeah, he doesn't know yet that those are in 7, but once he gets there, he'll find them pretty quick.
There's the other mugger room. And gets 10 of those 60 right back in the next room thanks to the rupee boss.
Rupee boss with BMOS just seems kind of like cheating.
Thank you, Leslie Pro, for the clip. 42 Rooms of Torture says no. See, that's a headline that pretty much tells the story. This broadcast journalist approves.
Darkfell's tangling with a dig dogger here.
Diabetes, meanwhile, working on that awful transport room in 2, and a couple of swords from the Lionel's cause of death.
And the dig doggers got Darkfalls. Mini doggers? Baby dig doggers?
I'm not sure what we'd refer to them as. Exo heading into level 4.
Diabetes just picked up his Triforce out of 2.
And ouch.
Darkfell's not wanting to spend his key. And Diabetes is gonna join Darkfell's here in 8. Exo getting his Triforce out of 4.
And yet another noping out of the blue boomerang.
Everybody turned it down. Goma is sad. Dark Falls has a staircase, and it's a transport. And another staircase. There's our ladder.
And that's a pretty good find considering that at least level 6 is ladder blocked.
I don't know that Dark Falls has found 6 yet, but he'll be happy he got his ladder first. Exo's still working on this 2-shaped 4. And welcome Raiders from SpeedGaming 3.
Yeah, we are growing in popularity here on SpeedGaming 4 as we are in the midst of a Zelda 1 randomizer tournament race between Exo, Dark Falls, and Diabetes II. The winner getting 4 points, second place 3, and third place 2 points. And this is game 2 out of 3. Whoever has the most points, or at least the 2 players with the most points, will advance on to the next stage of the bracket. And alongside Heathenly, I'm Ferran Burgundy. We are bringing the action here to you on SpeedGaming 4.
Exo showing his displeasure at this gel not coming close enough to him. There's the Kananaki.
And there's the much desired power bracelet.
As we definitely know is needed for this seed.
It is the odds-on favorite as we have the transport here for Dark Falls.
And Exo has found his level 1.
And try to pirouette to get rid of that locked door, and does so.
And the Lionel's doing Dark Falls a disservice again.
And with the 2 items in level 1, Exo rather, working on the 15 rooms of frantic fishing.
And Dark Falls is still on his Triforce hunt in 8.
There's the bow. It was one of those blink and you miss it type things.
Blended in with the floor?
Well, I mean, I guess brown and green do tend to go together, as we see with the ground and grass, but it also was only on the screen for maybe about a second and a half.
Oh. Right under them.
Yeah. We got a stairway here in level 5, and it's, well, yeah, it's multi-segmented. Exo takes the death, and Dark Falls continues to search.
Wallmaster's being sneaky in this 5. Is it a staircase or is it an item? It's a
An
boomerang.
item, and it's the wooden boomerang.
Another Ruby boss with B-Mouse.
We got the compass pickup.
Triforce number 1 for EXO.
So has nobody found the floor item in 1?
Well, Bo was floor item in 1.
Or not floor, I'm sorry, the basement item in 1. Stairs item, yes.
I don't think so. I think they both left after their bow.
Oh, it's key blocked. When we have been, we have experienced a key famine thus far here in this seed.
Keys are quite scarce.
So Diabetes getting the Triforce in 5 just as EXO is entering 5.
Darkfell's trying not to fight the four-headed Gleeok in the maze room.
But it appears to be an inevitability. And with half a heart... Oh, gets bopped by one of the heads.
There's just no getting away from it in there.
No escape whatsoever.
I think he was deep in 8 too.
And Darkfall says I've had enough of that particular level.
I do not blame him.
Diabetes quietly up to 9 hearts at the moment.
Looks like Darkfells is gonna go try and figure out what that basement item is in 1.
And there's the diamond staircase.
EXO buying 72 rupee keys, not bad. Picks up a couple of them. We've
And
got a
the
raft.
We know that the raft is inconsequential this seed.
Yeah, there might be a take any over there or something.
Would you believe it's minimally consequential?
Darkfell's gonna go try his hand at 7.
EXO says no to the banana, that wooden boomerang as well.
Diabetes taken of death in 4.
An interesting point made in chat. Some pretty nice items still left in the fold. Level 6 and the 2 in level 9 are going to contain some combination of the red ring, the any key, and the wand.
And I think at this point our runners would take any one of those items. Especially red ring and any key. Given how this seed has been going.
Yeah, the wand is a nice combat upgrade. The skeleton key, we've been extremely key starved, as mentioned a little earlier. And the red ring, well,
has been a very unfriendly seed. The red ring would do wonders.
It would. I was trying to give a chance. That was our first listening of the recorder. I think that's the moon theme from DuckTales?
I think you're right. It did sound very, very familiar.
It definitely sounded familiar. Nice to, being a game show aficionado as I am, to squeeze a little bit of Name That Tune into here.
Diabetes picking up his Triforce in 4.
Good question. What if Ganon was one of us?
Just a stranger on a bus?
You did better than I on that. I know. That's about as far as I got with the lyrics. There's the raft, and Exo says no to that.
Now I want to play DuckTales.
This game isn't tilty enough at the moment. Oh, we got our first look at the potions, and it is just slightly advantageous to get the red potion, which counts for 2 uses as opposed to just the blue, which is 1. So if you got 2 blues, it'd be 96 versus... so it's a slight discount for 2, basically. It'd be long and the short of that. Level 7 Triforce for Dark Falls, but I don't believe picked up for Arrow.
No, I don't think he did. I think he's gonna go look elsewhere.
And I think we've just found elsewhere.
We finally get to dive into this lovely dungeon.
This very spacious, roomy dungeon.
Full of dark nuts.
Yeah, overloaded with dark nuts.
Seems like a good selling point.
Yeah, lots of rooms, all the dark nuts you can handle. And all this can be yours. Plenty of moats as well, and all this can be yours if the price is right. Oh, wait, nah. Old habits die hard, I suppose.
Goma is not cooperating with Dark Falls.
It's kind of, those little, I think that's what they are, coming out of him, causing, well, almost stormtrooper-like aim. Which I have no room to talk, because even without anything in the room, I'd have that same type of aim.
Nice clock for Diabetes in the bunny room.
Very timely clock with all of those Poles voices.
Gel's fighting back with Exo.
And Exo going to use one of the potions. And this is the second largest dungeon of the seed that we've seen thus far. And then we've got look at 9 with the book.
No, I don't believe we did.
Or if we did, it was just a fleeting glance at best. And our tracker Kairos noting that we did in fact get a fleeting glance at best. There's the 4 heart for Dark Falls, and a much needed key for XO.
Oh, those are beefy mini dig doggers.
Diabetes, meanwhile, making a deal with Father Time, finding another nice clock. And there's a ladder, and while taking a moment to think, getting sniped from the Lionel across the room. Or perhaps that was intentional. I'll accept my fate here.
I can't go anywhere. And Exo has found his ladder. He'll be happy to see that. Darkfall is up to 4 keys. I think that's the most we've seen so far.
Well, based on that, I'm of the belief that we're gonna see the any key here in 6.
Chances are pretty good.
Because the game knows. Oh, it's the wand.
Still useful.
Wow, so that means that the red ring and the any key are in 9.
Exo just used his second potion.
This has not been a very friendly 8 for Exo.
Hasn't been friendly for anyone yet.
A death for Dark Falls. And now it's going to continue to try to trek through these rooms.
Where do you even start? Do you just try and get to an edge and work your way around?
Yeah, this is... This has all the excitement of trying to clean out a hoarder's house.
And Darkfell's taking another death, while Diabetes picks up his power bracelet.
And some Danger Noodles taking out Exo as well. Exo down to using their last rupee, so the Arrows not a factor until a little more currency goes into the mix.
Yeah, he's been using them quite liberally. And I don't blame him. There we go. Here's a little arrow money.
A few quivers in the arrow, or in the case there.
Yes. Diabetes is about to hop into 1 here.
All the pieces are pretty well figured out. Now it's just a matter of putting them together of this puzzle that has been the seed.
These Triforces in 6 and 8 just seem to really be buried deep. There's a compass for Dark Falls.
And now it's just a matter of making a beeline here.
And not taking too many Dark Nut hugs.
Forcing a little creativity at the moment. And there it is. Dark Falls very close to 3, if I recall correctly. Just has to go up the stairs here and... Oh, that's right. It was up there earlier to get the recorder pretty early on.
Yes, and then I think it was a key block. Or a
I think it was
block.
ladder blocked.
Or ladder, yeah. Oh yes, it's the very linear 3. EXO playing dodgeball with a manhandler.
And the BMOS. Oh, nice shot. I was going to say, use the sword there. There you go.
Uncooperative heart. There's a compass for 8. Oh, wow.
Ooh. I think this is the room that Exo had died in earlier. Diabetes seeing the mugger room and not having 60 rupees has to use a heart. So it's now down to 8.
Darkfell's found his Triforce in 3. There we go. Nothing like Lamolas from the bottom doorway.
The Triforce out of 8 for XO. So Dark Falls has to double back to 8 at some point to get the Triforce. And has to finish this 5. XO, meanwhile, has to take care of that bulky level 6. And Dark Falls has to get the silver arrows out of 7. So, I mean, all things considered, it's pretty close. Diabetes trailing a little bit here, but, I mean, this is still anybody's race.
Yeah, these guys are super close. Nobody's running off with it right now.
It's just a matter of how quickly Diabetes goes through this level 8 and finds the Triforce. Although I believe is about to get the bad news of the... what is it? The magical boomerang.
As Darkfells just saw the wooden boomerang in 5.
Or Commentator's Curse. Gleok's going to get the victory here. That's another point being made in chat. Dark Falls might gamble on the silvers being in 9.
This is true because they can be there.
Ooh, this just got even more interesting. As Dark Falls does pick up the Triforce in 5.
And I know Darkfalls has a lot of exploration in 8 done.
Triforce, though, is not one of them, but I think that looks to be the plan, is Triforce and go to 9. No push block there. If I recall correctly, the Triforce was over on the western edge, kind of near the southwest.
For 6, yes.
But I think Exo might also be looking for the item.
I mean, who wouldn't take a red ring or an any key at this point, given how this seat has gone?
Little do they know. Diabetes and Darkfall's working on 8 here.
Diabetes is in the right section, wrong side.
And with the minimal health, has Gliok to deal with and can't quite get it.
I think that's the same Gliok that got Dark Falls earlier.
Gliok has a proverbial hit list.
And Dark Falls taking a death in a Chevy room. And Diabetes picking up some pancake armor. All for naught.
It wore out quickly.
I think it's your clothes all sticky.
The only downside to that syrupy goodness.
And now I want pancakes.
Yeah, I am a bit peckish for it.
It's been a while, because I just can't be bothered to make them for myself.
Indeed. Diabetes now getting the ladder out of 8. And is gonna opt to save. Did we miss the try? Well, we'll find out in a moment here. Diabetes is heading right over to 6 as Exo picks up the Triforce in 6.
I don't know that I saw Diabetes pick up 8's Triforce. He might just be over it for the moment.
Understandable. Perhaps hoping that here in 8, or in 6 rather, that there's another item. Might be the red ring, something to help with the combat. We know it's the wand.
Which will help with the combat. Exo picking up some arrow money before heading off to 9.
So depending on how bad 9 is, I mean, Exo has the lead for the moment, but level 9 is the great equalizer.
Oh, that's right, the graveyard is the entrance to death.
What a great mnemonic device from earlier. Oh, that was potion money.
That was potion money.
And here we go. 73 minutes in. We have our first entrant into level 9.
And that's still a pretty beefy looking 9. A little bit of Swiss cheese in there.
Yep, 47 rooms. Among them, there will be 6 pairs of transport staircases, as well as the 2 into the respective items. So 14 out of 20, or 14 out of 47. Oof.
Nice manhandle a kill right there.
And there's one of our items, and it's the NE key.
Nice and early.
To answer the question in chat, the travel combat has not been friendly. It's been a very impoverished seed, as there's another mugger. Gonna pay the heart price here.
We've got a Ganon.
And we've got a roar already, and just like that, here's Ganon.
Ganon in a Chevy room.
Utilizes the potion because one Ganon hug there would have been worth 4 hearts. Yeah, no money for a blue ring, and both the red ring and any key are here in 9, and keys were very scarce. And just like that, we have bacon.
Now, is this going to be Zelda?
Yeah, door that opens on its own, regardless of combat. How hilarious would that be? No!
Just an old man to rescue.
There's no crying in Zelda. Probably one of the easiest Ganon finds.
Very much. Now, how trolly is Zelda going to be?
Yeah. How much of a game of hide and seek? Ooh, well. The Lionels are certainly making it challenging as well.
Darkfell's still digging this 8. Diabetes still digging this 6. Well, there's Zelda's room.
But she is not there. Welcome in those from SpeedGaming 2. As we're in the near ending moments here of this 3-way race in the 2022 Zelda 1 Randomizer tournament. We're in the bracket stage as points are on the line here between EXO, Dark Falls, and Diabetes II. A first place finish gets 4 points, second place 3, third place 2. This is game 2 out of 3. And the 2 competitors with the most points at the end of those 3 games will advance on in the brackets. EXO looks to be in the proverbial driver's seat at the moment, already having dispatched of Ganon and is now just looking for the kidnapped.
Darkfell's got his compass in 8, so now he's headed that way.
And yeah, working with the green tunic, no ring, taking damage to a lot of different things. That has certainly delayed our runners, as has a minimal amount of money and a minimal amount of keys.
Diabetes picking up the lower heart in 6.
Makes up for that mugger one. And there's our first Patra sighting. Alright, that door did not automatically open, that shutter door. There's the map. Kind of wish it was the compass. That's correct. That was our very first Patra sighting.
And we have ourselves a princess.
And we have a first place finisher in XO who will get 4 additional points to go up to 7. The official race time, 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 32 seconds. So now this is an interesting battle for first here. Or for second, I should say. I was reading the chat at the same time there. Thank you, Potato King. Okay, that was indeed Moon from DuckTales. We had a feeling there. As we have EXO joining us here in the booth, congratulations and GG on a big 4 points here.
GG's.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Thank you. How's everybody else doing?
Well, this is a rather intriguing position that both Diabetes and Dark Falls are in. Dark Falls has been plagued with challenges as far as trying to get the Triforce out of 8 and taking a lot of deaths along the way, but also got the Triforce in 7, but not the silvers.
Oh.
So we have a hunch that there's going to be a gamble in 9, which will be bittersweet because it'll at least allow for the any key and the red ring.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that level 8 was pretty terrible. To put it so.
Yeah, 38 rooms that felt like about 78 rooms.
Oh yeah, and the fact that you had that required combat, those blue land ones were with really nowhere to hide in the 2 Bimos room, just south of the Triforce.
Yeah, that I think Dark Falls took at least 2 deaths to that.
Yep, his last death was taken to that. He went out and got a health refill and is headed back.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to take that as slow as I possibly could once I knew the Triforce was there. Because I died to those just coming in from the left on my first entry. Not much you can do.
Speaking of Triforce, Diabetes picking up the Triforce in level 6. Going through that rather noted gauntlet of 42 rooms.
So, speaking of 6, what was the item?
The item was the wand.
Okay.
Which was picked up by both of your competitors, Diabetes and Dark Falls, and I was going to say, why is Diabetes going back into 6? You got the item, you got the heart, you got the Triforce. 6 is done, and now we've got a recorder.
He's been in there for a while. He may have forgotten.
That's understandable.
And there's Dark Falls Triforce from 8.
So
Now Dark Falls has all of the Triforces, but is missing that elusive silver arrow.
did anybody see a blue ring shop? I suspect either West Destin Mountain or maybe the raft spots. One of the raft spots.
Maybe one of the raft spots. Nobody has really checked, at least I don't believe. I think one of them was checked by... Oh, that's right. I think... Didn't any roads go to one of them?
Any roads went to the west raft spot.
Went to the west one. Okay, I don't think anybody has gone over to the east, and Dark Falls is the only one who has had a raft. I believe both you and Diabetes had seen it, but realized that it was of minimal consequence and opted to leave it behind.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was floating up there with full cash for a while, thinking that I might buy a blue ring, and then keys were almost non-existent. I mean, especially with the any key in 9, that doesn't help, but I had key issues, or I was save scumming keys just to figure things out.
Yeah, that was not a good time. And also to answer the question in chat, as far as yes, game 3 of 3 between these competitors is actually going to be tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern, just a little less than 24 hours from now.
Darkfall's just bought a key. I'm thinking he's beelining to 9 if he hasn't seen it yet already.
He's going to hit the potion shop, it looks like, first.
Yeah, we have this potion shop in Vanilla 6.
But I mean, kudos for. I mean, I I bought a potion there, and I spent 2 potions and 8.
Oh, and Diabetes just found that room.
Yep. Well,
the blue Lamolas, and it's a shutter door, so it's almost an instantaneous reaction.
yeah. I mean, interestingly for me, I mean, I saw 8 early, and I bounced. It was the last. I had to go there to get the ladder. It was the last thing I could possibly seek out. So, did these guys have ladder a lot earlier?
Yeah, I think they got ladder and then noped out.
Yeah, because it wasn't terribly deep in.
Yeah, I think in Darkfall's case, I believe he triple dipped 8, while not counting the deaths and departures.
The wand would have been a nice compliment for these dungeons. Since there's no whiz ropes, you go ham on those dark nuts and Lionels with that.
Yeah, the kind of situation that everybody was in at one point was kind of determining, all right, what are those last 3 items between level 6 and level 9? And it was that was what was being wondered. It turned out that once we saw, I believe it was Darkfalls picking up the raft in... Oh, that's interesting. Darkfalls went from the other way to find, in this case, Zelda.
It's nice, too, because, well, he doesn't have silvers, though.
Nope. Doesn't have silvers, and is trapped and is going to have to up A.
Oh, poor guy.
Well, he knows where she is now.
No, that wasn't... Oh, did he get a compass?
No, I'm saying his Ganon is Zelda, so he knows where she is.
Oh!
It's a sprite, sprite thing.
It's late, I'm sorry.
Nah, it's alright.
You're good.
In both 6 and 9, all I wanted was a compass. Give me the Triforce, give me the girl. And I was lucky enough to happen upon both. Without the compass, but still, good lord.
That's the challenge that Diabetes is running into in 8 at the moment.
Because he got to the Lamola room, but he doesn't have the compass.
Yeah, and that compass is way in the bottom right-hand corner, I want to say, and you gotta walk around to get to it.
Yes.
Now Darkfall's gladly going to pick up the any key here. So it's down to I believe a 50-50 here. It's in Darkfall's mind. It's either continue looking in 9 for the silvers or go back to 7 because of the red ring.
The filthy muggers to it.
Oh yeah, those. Well, there were a lot of early. I think one of them was in an early level. I forget if it was 5 or 7.
Yeah,
But it was 5, okay. And then, there was a couple of zombie links that had occurred because of that.
Yeah, I wasn't... Again, 5 was later for me, so I did end up retrying it to get my money back. But it was... they're just such an inopportune time. The money wasn't good in this seed at all.
No, the large, and I say that in inverted commas, secret was 71, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. It was like 2, 30, and...
71.
Yeah, 71. Yeah, not nice. So, and I'm sure there were bomb upgrades somewhere. I didn't see one of those either.
None of our runners have seen them.
Interesting.
So they're there somewhere.
Yeah, I can only venture that they gotta be in 7, or somewhere deep in 6. Because I don't think we saw a ton of 7.
Oh, Diabetes. I guess being a little eager to get that clock bumped into the Pole's voice, taking another death here in 8.
think everyone's over 8 at this point.
Oh, that's a shoot room. Oh, here's another staircase. There's the block clip, and there's the red ring, which Dark Falls is not going to turn down, but that gives the knowledge, and there's the up A, the save, and Dark Falls is going to head to level 7. As you see there, yeah, 17 deaths thus far for Dark Falls. It's been a rough go, to say the least.
Yeah, it's been brutal.
Yeah, for those in chat who enjoy their Schadenfreude, you got your money's worth and then some in this seed. I mentioned the seed being key-starved, and here's Diabetes with 8 of them.
And Diabetes found his compass.
Tries bombing up to no avail. So now it's just a matter of how quickly does Dark Falls find the silvers versus Diabetes getting this Triforce, getting over to 9, and doing some of the exploration that Dark Falls has already done. And finally gets through that room, and now just has these blue Lionels to deal with. Tanking a little bit of damage, figuring, I'm going to get a Triforce in a second anyway to get a refill.
Yeah, that's amazing. It makes a huge difference, the combat.
So now Diabetes with all the Triforces, and just needs to hot-foot it over to 9.
I think he might be looking for a little bit of potion money to go to 9 with.
Yeah, understandably so. I don't think Diabetes is going to be necessarily getting the red ring, or at least not intentionally. So yeah, we're doing a little bit of rupee hunting here. Forget where the Take Any roads went. Exo, maybe you'll be able to kind of help out with that. I don't think there were any that went over toward where 9 was, if I recall correctly.
No, there was the west raft spot was the furthest one, and then everything else was 4 vertical, within 4 blocks on the map in the forest, in the East Forest. They all went. It was like the Armos and then...
3 in the forest and 1 to first quest
Yeah.
4, which was wow. That explains why not many of them were taken. It's like taking a ride share to go a block up the street.
That's right. Yep.
try to keep it generic because no free advertising for any particular company. So Diabetes now into 9, just as Dark Falls finds the silver arrows.
Dark Falls has a little bit ahead on knowledge, but
I think that red ring is going to be the real difference maker.
Well, plus, depending on which way Diabetes goes to get to Ganon, there is that mugger room, and Diabetes may have to give another heart up.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, I certainly didn't have the money.
And thank you, those of you from Speed Gaming joining us here from your raid. Welcome into the closing moments here of the Game 2 of this Zelda 1 randomizer race between Exo, Dark Falls, and Diabetes II. They're battling for points, as first place, which Exo has taken here, gives him 4 points for a total of 7 after 2 games. Dark Falls and Diabetes looking for second place and a big 3 points, and the third place finisher getting 2 points. As Dark Falls is now back into 9. Dark Falls knows where Ganon is. Diabetes does not. And yep, like the Jack Jones song of the mid-60s, the race is on. And the exciting Game 3 of this 3-game match is going to be tomorrow night on a channel yet to be determined at 9 p.m. Eastern. But for now, here's Evil Zelda. Does not get the stun lock, but there's the potions. Bad hair day, Zelda. And there we go. There is the, I believe, Royal Jelly. As said, and just like that, here's the Dragon Lord.
say I'm not even sure what that is.
Okay, somebody was asking about the sprites earlier, so Diabetes, well, taking a death here. Diabetes is using a sprite of Erdrick or Loto from Dragon Warrior or Dragon Quest. As, like myself, that is a community to which both of us have cut our proverbial teeth. And there we go. Return of Ganon. So Dark Falls is going to take second place with an official race time of 97 minutes and 34 seconds as another death here.
With the potion in his inventory.
I'm just glad that didn't glitch out on him. Because you can die and use a potion on the same frame.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
Especially because he's still a few shy of affording another.
So Dark Falls going to get 3 points here. I'm just trying to quick do the math in my head. I think even if Diabetes takes first in the next race, I don't think it'll quite be enough. So I believe Dark Falls and Exo, based on these finishes here, I think you have both qualified for the next round, unofficially, because I'm trying to figure it out on the fly here.
At least it's a quick trek back to Ganon. Oh dear.
So yes, so heading. So I guess I don't know if the top two, if there's positioning that's involved. So well, even if they forfeit, they would still, I believe, get the two. Well, yeah, the other two at 10 and 9 points. Best case scenario, if Diabetes takes the victory here. So yeah, third place is technically out, barring some sort of. Oh goodness. Well, with that, we have Dark Falls joining us here in the booth as well. GG. And from what we've been told, congrats on advancing to the next round.
Oh, thank you. I don't know about GG, but well played, Exa.
Oh, thank you.
Well, in fairness, this seed threw a lot of not so great things at you. I mean, you had minimal resources in terms of rupees. The secrets all rolled average or below. Keys were like finding water in the desert.
And that level 8 was awful again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
level 8
saving
in
the worst
general.
for last. Yeah, level 8 was just absolutely abysmal. Just 38 rooms of turmoil and torture.
Well, my routing was messed up, so I couldn't find any keys.
I had the key problems.
I actually saved and quit out of the raft because I didn't want to spend the key unless it was actually something that was helpful.
I'm pretty sure I saved Scum a key out of one as well.
Yeah, because I went to one, I saw the raft, I knew I only had one dungeon left, and I knew it wasn't the one that was blocked because that was already I found that one.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well I know where it is if I need it, but I'm gonna save my key and just scummed it.
Yep. Yeah, I think I bought 2 as well. I saw you bought at least 1 in the end there.
About 3, I want to say.
3 total? Yeah, makes sense. I mean, it was so choked off. And we're also talking. I didn't see a blue ring shop either, even though we couldn't really afford it.
None of the three of you did. Nobody encountered a blue ring shop. Our presumed theory is that it's going to be, or that would have been either in the far eastern raft spot or perhaps somewhere in northwest Death Mountain.
Diabetes got him.
Hey.
All right, so now it's just a matter of finding the kidnapped, which I'm presuming, based on the sprites, is going to be Princess Gwaelin.
Gives up another heart.
It was one of those seeds where I was feeling really good early, and then keys and keys and keys, and I just couldn't do anything.
I was feeling really good until I went into 8, and I did 8 like last, and I was like, this is taking entirely too long. With the way it was choked down, and the compass being in the bottom right-hand corner, and that land molar room you had to deal with.
Yeah, I had to go get HP and go back because I wasn't doing that. I tried it twice. I was like, okay, well, I need HP.
Yeah, and you guys both had the wand, I think, at that point too. I never saw that. That would have made it a little bit easier, I think.
I was thinking about flipping up into one of the Albimos, but I think the second one still fires at you.
Yeah, you'll definitely still get hit, but you could do it. If you have enough health, it's definitely not a terrible option. I mean, interesting. You don't need to see the whole north of this 9. Anything past like 4 rows up.
I did a Canana key somewhere that led to an item. I think it was 2, I want to say. I
don't remember. 2 was what, White Sword?
Level 2 was, it was just below the power bracelet spot in the near the ocean.
Oh, Diabetes. No. You have the any key. Just
Did you refilling that health?
I don't blame him. I don't blame Zelda's right there. We know Zelda's right there. He doesn't.
He should.
Yeah, you don't need to fight these unless there's spite being shown here.
Yeah, see, this might be anger.
This is probably pure spite. Just don't die. Oh my gosh!
It's funny.
Diabetes, the door was open right there for you.
That's just, I mean, that kind of sums up how this seed has gone with not having a red ring throughout. Dark Falls are the only one that's, would have seen that.
What was also mind-boggling was after all those fights with the Dragon Lord Ganon, and not using that potion, hanging on to it like it was a bottle of Diamond Jubilee by Johnny Walker, all of a sudden just kind of uses it and then wastes it in the room right where Zelda was. It's just, it's head-scratching.
Yeah, you're racing, it's got to get comical at some point.
So, Exo, I don't know about you, but I just started laughing when I saw the 5-room 5 with the bomb down again.
The 5-room 5?
The first part about level 5 was 4 rooms, and you had to bomb down to get to the staircase again.
Yeah. That looked like a big old Tetris pieces falling. I couldn't believe how tiny that level was.
Go to the right. There you go, Diabetes.
I don't know if he's seeing the door open when he comes in here.
He dies to this fire. Okay, there we go. So get out your GGs. Diabetes taking 3rd place and 2 points with an official race time of 1 hour, 45 minutes, and 50 seconds. And I don't mean to chuckle, but it's just... This was definitely a seed.
Yeah. To answer your question, Dark Falls, I don't think I Kinetic Keyed in 2. I definitely Kinetic Keyed in some other level. Don't recall what it was, but I totally forgot about it. There were 3 gels in a room, and I killed all the gels. Yeah. So I Kinetic Keyed that as well, but I had to try it again because, like an idiot, I killed all the 3, and I was like, oh, I don't have any keys. I shouldn't have done that. But it's alright.
Yeah, the keys were just impossible to find, I guess is the best way to describe it.
GG Diabetes, well played, man.
Diabetes joining us here as well. GG, I have to ask, because it was, it's fresh on our minds here. So, in the Ganon fight, or I guess technically the Dragon Lord fight, you had that potion at the ready, but for some reason we're hanging on to it like it was a bottle of Macallan 64-year-old whiskey, like it was, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, no, I am not using this. What was the rationale behind that?
Yeah, it's tough. I think I had 8 hearts at the time. Maybe I had 9. I forgot if it was before or after the mugger. So you don't really have a whole lot of leeway, and it really just came down to me thinking, well, if I can at least get a hit in or something, I don't want to waste it. I don't have enough rupees to buy anything more. There is a close potion shop, but I just didn't want to take the chance. And then, Fouls finished like 30 seconds later, so it kind of didn't matter, but that was the thought process.
Yeah, and then you'd use it before entering another room, and then it was right next to where the kidnapped was, and was that like a spite fight with all the Gibdos and Lionels that were in there?
Yeah, a little bit. And then, of course, I try to walk right, and just repeatedly get sniped like every time I try to step one tile over. It was fine.
The Lionels had very good aim today.
The Lionels, the Wizrobes, the everything. Yeah, that was the overworld in a couple of spots was pretty trolly. I think I died a couple of times, like a half a step onto a screen. It's like, oh, well, apparently there's Wizrobes, thanks.
Wizrobe firing squads.
Oh, there were a lot of those.
Yeah, the overworld was brutal. The item placement was considerably mean. As you saw, I believe the any key was in 9, as was the red ring. The blue ring shop, we still don't know where it is.
Now
Nobody
that
encountered it.
you mention it, yeah, I don't think I saw it. It had to have been under one of the raft spots, or I guess one of the bracelet spots that I didn't check. If nobody else checked those.
Oh, that's a good point, because I think everybody had just checked the one by the ocean, and that happened to be level 1, and I don't think there was really a need to check any of the other 3.
It wasn't by the fairy fountain one either. I did check that one.
Oh, okay, but yeah, by the fairy fountain in the forest, so yeah, wherever it was, unless somebody decides to play the seed on their own, we'll never know.
Certainly not going to be.
Yeah, no. Although it would be nice to like figure out how exactly we were supposed to get keys in this, because there were just no keys anywhere, and more key doors than you could possibly imagine.
So, watching from the outside in, you seem to have a lot of keys in.
Yeah, at the very end, because I took like the 38-room tour of 8 to avoid every single key door and finally get some keys.
Yeah.
I think I bought 2, and there were several spots consistently where it's like, well, I have 1 key, or I have no keys. I think there were 2 spots. One, I think in 4, I was maybe 1 door away from the item picking up the bracelet out of 4, which would have been nice to get the bow out of 1. And there was another one that I was like 1 room away, I think, from picking up the item or the Triforce or something. And it's like, well, if I just had 1 more key, I wouldn't have to have gone in here again, but it just didn't work out that way.
Yeah, I think we all had the same struggles with keys. Buying them and scumming them and so on and so forth. It was bad. 8 was definitely bad.
Oh yeah, the Ace Triforce being behind the double blue Landmo, that was great. Especially after clearing, I think, literally every other room. Perhaps there was maybe 1 other room I didn't clear the entire 8, and it's like, thanks. I'm sure we all did it, but it was kind of funny.
Yeah, it's a very good one if you watch it back. Because to me, you and Dark Falls were, neck and neck, where the red ring was the only real, advantage. Like if you happen to go in and kill Ganon that first effort, cleanly, you guys are fighting for Zelda.
Yeah, I was kind of feeling. Well, obviously, when one goes across the line, you're just kind of hoping that someone else isn't like immediately behind. I think. I mean, it turned out to not be that case, but at least it was, at least for me, it was fairly close. At least I was in 9. There's been a lot of times it's like, well, everybody's done, and I still have 3 Triforces left to go. Well, let's just finish it out.
Yeah, no, in this case, Dark Falls had last locationed the silver arrows and took the gamble in 9. So did a lot of exploration of 9 and eventually doubled back to 7 and was picking up the silver arrows just basically as you were getting your last Triforce. So it was a race for sure. Dark Falls had at least a little bit of knowledge of having explored some of level 9 and had already knew where Ganon was. So it was just a matter of level 9 exploration, but it was definitely close heading into the end.
Yeah, it was just those key blocks for me that just, I think, kind of did me in. I mean, among all the other things, like several not good deaths, because my combat's my worst thing. But again, the not getting the bracelet out of 4, which would have gotten me the bow out of 1, I actually picked up. Obviously y'all watched. I picked up sword or white sword out of 2, and then silvers out of 7 fairly early. So having that silver arrow would have been like the bow for that would have been awesome. It would have given me a big combat boost, and hopefully, it would have gotten me a little bit closer to second. But it is what it is.
We get to do it all over tomorrow.
Yep, we sure do.
So I'm going to head out for the evening, but thank you guys for the commentary and tracking. Thanks for the race.
Most certainly. This has been rather exciting, and we get to do it all over again about 23 hours from now on a Speed Gaming network yet to be determined, at least we hope, based on volunteers.
This has definitely been fun times.
I think that's going to just about wrap it up here. Make sure to give our runners a follow, as they gave you a fantastic race here tonight. Exo, Dark Falls, and Diabetes II. The links are there in chat. And also make sure to show some love to the folks behind the scenes as well. Kairos taking care of the tracking for the 3 runners here. And Heathenly, this was your first foray into commentary. How do you feel about everything here?
A lot less nervous now, definitely.
Well, that is good to hear, and we look forward to hearing more from you as time goes on here. It was certainly a pleasure, and I'm glad that I was able to help ease the nerves at least a little bit. So yeah, make sure to give Heathenly a follow, and give me a follow as well. I do some fun things as well. I'm Ferran Burgundy, and for all of us here at the Speed Gaming Networks, stay classy, my friends, and more importantly, stay safe. And let's see where we're going to send things, if we're going to send things at all. If not, we're just going to sign off here for the night, because I think that might be it here among the Speed Gaming Networks for today. Either way, thank you for tuning in, and so long, everybody.
Good night, everyone.